this is a bit strange. Anyhow, Servus and welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today it's all about the other one, if you're a Commodore guy of course. As the title already hints, today it's all about the ATARI ST. The ATARI 1040 STF to be exact. Wait. This bad boy. You may recognize this from a former video where I just wanted to buy a joystick and got an ATARI ST and a monitor all along. So today it's about this fellow here, and as you can see, it's a bit filthy. No, wait. It's a bit yellow and filthy. Or if you look closely, you will see it's extremely filthy and it's extremely yellow. So this is the color it has. And this is the color it should have. So a lot of work to do, right? Right. So, time for a little bit of cleaning and upgrading, right? If the ST still works, what I hope it will, this is a really straightforward thing. Or isn't it? In fact, dealing with ATARI STs isn't as straightforward as, for example, with Amigas, where you have many retro projects you can buy today. Of course, your mileage may vary, depending where you live, but we will see about that. So let's go right to the table and disassemble this big boy and see if it's still working. Come on! As we move to the bench, first thing, how to connect the ST. It is not that easy. You need a special 13 pin cable. Of course you could solder it yourself, but I bought one. So let's flip the switch and see if the ST is working. And we have success. As we can see, the ST booted, which is really good. And let's see, okay. There is no rainbow colored TOS logo, so it's an older TOS version. We will see about that later. Now it's time for disassembling the ST. Thankfully, all you need is a Phillips head screwdriver and you're good to go. Looking at you, Apple. First thing that we see inside is a lot of shielding. Mostly to meet the regulations in the 80s, but overall it's a really nice build quality. I'm not sure, but it looks like this ST has never been opened since leaving the factory. Let's speed things up a bit and see what's beneath those metal shields. And you might take a guess if this disk drive still works. The power supply. Obviously it still works, but of course I will check it in the whole process.
Wow, first impression, a lot of dust and a lot of chips. The 1 MB of RAM, I assume. These 6 guys here are the ROM chips. Yes, all 6 of them. I don't know exactly which TOS version they contain, but we will see about that if we get the disk drive working or find another solution. The keyboard. The only thing that comes to my mind is disgusting AF. A real deep cleaning should help quite a bit. How on earth was it possible to yellow down there? Perfect. Everything is disassembled. Let's start cleaning this mess. I think you know how this works. So let's make a cut and see the results. And the results are in. As yellow as before, but without the disgusting and dirty parts. I really think this will turn out nicely. In the past, I used a method with cream peroxide. This time I want to try the submerging method with hydrogen peroxide. Therefore, I have this setup. A sous vide stick for keeping the peroxide on constant temperature level and 2 UV lights with 600 watts combined. To be honest, they are from Wish, so I don't think they have 300 watts each. I would be really surprised if they have 100 watts combined or if they survive this process at all. Anyhow, let's cue in the music and start the process. While the retrobrighting process is, well, rightly going on, I think, it is time to take a close look at the internals. As the capacitors on this one look good, I don't think I will need to recap them. Just give the whole board a good and gentle clean. Next on my list is the power supply. As you can see, this big one here is kind of bulging at the top. A bit suspicious. Let's check it with the multimeter. And well, I don't think this looks good at all. Absolutely not. Sure, there is no load on the PSU, but the scales are way off. So let's replace the PSU with something new. But of course, I want to keep the original look as good as possible. Therefore, I took some inspiration again from Mr. Beta, and in my parts bin I found this fellow here. It supplies constant +12 and +5 volts, so it should do the trick. And because it's so small, it should also fit in the case without any heavy modifications. Surely never ever work with power supplies if you don't know what you're doing. This could really not benefit your health if something is going wrong. As a reminder, this is dangerous. Seek help from an expert. Always check and double check. some modifications to the new power supply, I think this will work. Yeah, I'm happy with the result and the multimeter confirms everything works as it should. On to the case. Of course, the Wish UV lights didn't make it, but I think the result is quite good. Not perfect of course, but compared to the yellow case from the beginning, this is really night and day. To be honest, it took quite a while. This took literally weeks to finish, because I lost one of the rubber domes from the keyboard membrane and this took some time. Except for one key. The F2. I simply forgot it after cleaning. So I tried the method with peroxide and hot water at home and it worked. A bit too well, as you can see here. This was the matter of about 20 to 30 minutes. Anyhow, the result is better than a yellow key. And at least it has some character now. The next question mark is on the disk drive. It was not working, what is nothing special. It is old, it has caps that could have gone bad, and a power supply that behaves strangely. Last but not least, every disk drive will eventually fail after 30 plus years. Let's open it up for some cleaning. The caps on this one look okay, what is good, because they are really small and I don't have any replacements for them. Alright, let's try the drive in combination with the new power supply. Wait! Yeah, there is something going on! Hell yeah, it works! It freaking works! Amazing! Let's try to load some disks. As we can see, indeed, this is ROM version or TOS version 1.0, one of the really early ones, and without blitter support. Not so good. And most of the games or discs I have seem to require the high resolution monitor, which I also don't have. But hey, at least the drive is working. I will replace it anyhow with this. A Gotek drive with a special bracket for the ST. I spray painted it in a light grey for better match with the rest of the case. Case? Check. PSU? Check. Disk drive or Gotek? Check. Let's reassemble the ST and take it out for a test drive.
Well, what a ride! I think I'm getting used to it. This was a lot of fun. So, what do I think of the Atari ST? What is my final conclusion on this beautiful, beautiful machine? Let's start with the good things. I really, really like the build quality. I think this is really great. This is, yeah, very substantial, and I like a lot of those design features. The second thing I really liked about the ST is the TOS, the ROM. You have six chips which contain the TOS, and you just boot it up and you can do very basic things. You don't need an extra diskette or something like that. On the Amiga, on the other hand, you just need your Kickstart disk to do anything. You know, the machine just sits if you don't have a disk. Here you can do basic tasks without a disk, and I think that's quite convenient. On to the things I didn't like so much. And the first thing is the TOS. I know what you think, but I can explain it. The TOS version in this machine is TOS version 1.00, so very, very early one. It doesn't have even Beliter support. Yeah, and this makes things a little bit not so good, I would say. Yeah. Next thing is, the Atari ST has different screen resolution options, low, middle and high. And for many games, at least for many games I have or applications, you need the high mode. And with normal SCART cable, there is no possible way to get those running. You need a special ST monitor. So overall, in 2021, you're kind of limited if you don't have an original Atari monitor, I think. Maybe there's a workaround. Your mileage may vary. As a Nintendo kid back in the day, I would have been thrilled to own an Atari ST because, hey, it's a 16-bit machine, it can do very, very cool things, and it's a real computer compared to an NES. If I already had an Amiga back in the day, things would have been a little bit different. I don't think I would have switched from the Amiga to the ST, especially not with the ST and the early TOS version. But on the other hand, hey, you never know. But one fact remains, the ST has a proper place in the Microcomputing Hall of Fame, and it was loved back in the day by thousands and not even millions of gamers and musicians all around the globe. It would have been nice to compare the ST to an Amiga with a higher TOS version, let's say the Rainbow TOS, but getting hands on this is quite tricky today. So if anybody out there knows where to get those precious Rainbow TOS chips, please contact me. Well, that's it for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, stay safe, stay foolish, and see you in another episode. Servus and bye-bye.